Three big headlines, three big shifts. Canada just launched AI for all. What does it really mean? OpenAI says ChatGPT is getting a major revamp. What's changing? India and Canada have quietly strengthened AI collaboration. What does that mean for founders in Canada? And the big question is which of these actually affects your business right now? Because this isn't just tech news, this is a map of where business is heading next. Most people are still looking at AI like it is a tool, but the bigger shift is that AI is becoming business infrastructure. That means the companies that understand this early will move faster, waste less time, and make better decisions than everyone else. And if you run a business, work with founders, or are building something serious in Canada, this matters more than it looks. Stay with me till end because I'm going to break down what these three headlines actually mean in plain English and more importantly, what you should do next. Let's start with Canada. So, Canada has launched a national AI strategy called AI for All, and the numbers are big. The government says the strategy could help create 250,000 jobs by 2031 and the boost GDP by 3%, which it says could unlock nearly $200 billion as AI use spreads across the economy. It also includes a $500 million Canadian Tech Growth Fund, another $500 million initiative from the Business Development Bank of Canada for SME access to AI tools, and $50 million to track emerging AI risks and evaluate models transparently. That sounds impressive. But here's the part that matters most for the founders. The Bank of Canada has already said that while personal use of AI is widespread, operational adoption inside firms is still limited. In other words, many people are playing with AI, but very few businesses have actually built AI into their daily systems. The gap is the story, not the press release, not the announcement. The gap between knowing AI exists and using AI to make more money, save time, and reduce chaos is where the real opportunity is. If you're running a business in Canada or serving the Canadian market, the question is no longer should I care about AI? The question is where is AI already wasting my time? Where is AI already saving my competitors' time? And what systems can I build this month so as I stop working manually that should already be automated? Because the truth is very simple. Most businesses do not fail from lack of ambition. They fail from too much manual work, too many messages, too many follow ups, too many decisions, too many things stuck in the founder's head. Now let's talk about OpenAI. Reuters reported that OpenAI is planning its biggest ChatGPT overhaul yet, aiming to turn it into a super app with coding tools and AI agents ahead of planned shared listing. The report says the changes are part of a broader restructuring aimed at stronger enterprise growth and competition with Anthropic. Reuters also reported that ChatGPT has crossed 1 billion monthly active app users, making it the fastest app ever to reach that scale. And that is just a product update. That is a signal that the future of AI is not one chatbot asking one question at a time. It is a platform where people work, build, automate, create, and delegate inside one environment. Think about what that means. If ChatGPT becomes a super app, then AI is no longer just something you use occasionally. It becomes something that sits closer to your workflow, your team, your code, your content, and maybe even your customers. And for the founders, this changes the questions again. Not what tool should I try to actually, but what job in my business can be handled by an AI workflow instead of a human starting from zero every time. That's the mindset shift. The companies that win will not be the ones that say we use AI. They will be the ones that quietly redesign how work actually moves. In a moment, I'll show you the one practical AI move that you should make right now, even if you're not that technical. But first, there's one more piece of this puzzle. The third story is India Canada. The India Canada AI Dialogue 2026 in Toronto brought together policymakers, industry leaders, academics, more than 600 senior leaders, and it was framed as part of lead up to India's AI Impact Summit in New Delhi. The event centered on responsible AI impact, accountability, and human outcomes, while also highlighting deeper research and innovation ties between two countries. This matters because it shows something bigger than a conference. It shows a real corridor between talent, policy, research, business, and capital. And for Indian founders and professionals in Canada, that matters a lot. because Canada can be a trust base and India can be a scale base. And AI can be that bridge that lets a small team move faster than a much bigger team that is still operating manually. This is why I keep saying cross border leverage is one of the most underrated business advantages in the world right now. If you understand both markets, you can build something with local trust and global reach. So let me put the three stories together. Canada is saying we need AI for productivity and growth. OpenAI and ChatGPT is saying AI is becoming the layer where people actually work. India and Canada are saying AI is also a bridge for collaboration, talent, and business scale. That means the real story is not AI is coming. The real story is AI is being normalized into business infrastructure. And once that happens, the advantage goes to people who move early, build systems, and stop treating AI like an experiment. Here is the one move I recommend for almost every founder watching this. Build one AI workflow this month that saves time every week. Not 10, one. For example, it could be lead qualification, content repurposing, customer support replies, follow up emails, internal SOP creation, meeting summaries, or proposal drafting. Pick the biggest repeating pain in your business. Then remove friction from that one thing. That is how AI turns from hype into profit. And if you're thinking I'm not that technical, good for you. You do not need to be technical to reduce waste. You need to be clear about what is slowing your business down. Let me say this plainly. Most people are waiting for perfect AI tools. The better move is to build the first useful system. Because a simple system that saves 1 hour a day is far more valuable than a fancy strategy deck nobody executes. And that is exactly why these three stories matter together. They're not just tech news, they are business signals. So if you're a founder, operator, consultant, or business owner, here is the takeaway. Canada is trying to push AI into real economy. OpenAI is trying to turn AI into a full platform for work. India and Canada is showing that cross-border AI collaboration is becoming more real, more strategic, and more useful. And the businesses that win will be the ones that build systems now, not later. If you want more practical breakdowns like this, not hype, not random AI noise, but real founder strategy, subscribe to the channel and join the newsletter so as you do not miss the next move. Link will be in the description. That is where I share the sharper ideas, the business angles, and the systems that actually matter. Because the next decade will not reward the people who talk about AI the most. It will reward the people who build with it first.